After a summer of reckoning with Black Lives Matter protests across the United States and the world, some states are seeking change in the name of racial justice. In Texas, there is still one holiday on the state calendar called Texas Confederate Heroes Day. The small effort to change this holiday is persistent despite the resistance. Jacob Hale, who started the movement 8 years ago, is still testifying for and urging change.
It's really a glitch on the state calendar that it's a leftover from a period of racism.
At a recent Zoom press conference held by State Representative Jarvis Johnson, Jacob joined to support the legislation in the Texas House of Representatives. Texas Confederate Heroes Day was established in 1973 on January 19th, near Martin Luther King Jr. Day, as a compromise for the recognition of Juneteenth, which is when the enslaved people were freed 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Jacob's effort is now joined by Lauren Huell, who is spreading awareness through social media. Lauren sees the legislation that Jacob is helping push forward as a starting point for racial justice.
It doesn't have a giant impact, but it starts a conversation about the things that we honor, the things that we celebrate. And we've moved past honoring the people who enslave others.
Jacob and Lauren want to spur change in other southern states. However, today, 10 states still hold Confederate holidays, and, according to a study by Been Verified, 1,712 Confederate monuments still remain standing. Some organizations remain active in the name of keeping memorials alive, like the Sons of Confederate Veterans, who claim on their website that they have been commissioned by the Confederate veterans themselves to preserve the history and protect the honor and memory of their Confederate soldier ancestors. Despite these active organizations and lasting symbols of the Confederacy, Jacob and Lauren remain hopeful that the majority of Texas is ready for change. To Betty Huell, a lifelong Texan, change starts with conversations, families, and community efforts.
And I'm certainly most encouraged by this younger generation who is not going to give in to the status quo, but is more thoughtful to looking back at our history and how can we be a part of solutions.
From one day on a state calendar to wide movements against systemic racism, Americans are finding ways to represent the past for a better future. However, with the opposition and deep societal issues that plague the U.S. today, there is still a long way to go. This is Willow Hassan reporting from Washington, D.C.